Hello, whiskey lovers! So, I've been doing some overtime at work, and I thought I'd treat myself to an extra bottle of whiskey. As my regular viewers will recall, for my birthday, my wife had bought me this lovely bottle of Airstone Land Cask. It's a new brand from William Grant & Sons, the creative minds behind Glenfiddich. Now, the Airstone has two whiskies on offer, the aforementioned Land Cask, which is done in a traditional Highland style with peat, giving it a very smoky flavour. And while I adore a smoky Scotch, Mel does not. So I decided to try the Siska whiskey, the Sea Cask. But when I arrived at the Bottle-O and was reaching for the Sea Cask, I noticed they had on sale an Ardbeg Ultimate Isle of Islay Smoky Edition. And I was torn over which one to get. So in the end, true love won out, and I got the Sea Cask, so I can share it with Mel. But I have vowed to do more overtime, and I shall have that Ardbeg sometime soon. So as I said in the Land Cask review, Airstone is in fact not a distillery on its own, but it's a brand from the excellent William Grant & Sons. But since it is classed as a single malt, this means it has to have been produced in one distillery. And through some searches and a bit of sleuthing, we found that Grant & Sons had reopened the Alyssa Bay Distillery in 2007, and in 2017 had produced the 10-year Airstone. So it's possible Alyssa Bay is our location. Now, the Sea Cask is said to have been stored in warehouses by the coast to imbue a salty taste on what is supposed to be otherwise a typical Speyside-like whiskey. And being a Speyside-like whiskey makes sense, since William Grant & Sons are famous for the Speysides, particularly the Glenfiddich. And I would argue the Land Cask was very much a Speyside, but with a very good smoky flavour, because it was sweeter than I would expect of a normally peated Scotch. So, let's give this one a go. Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Love that pop. Oh. A very pale gold colour, very typical of a Speyside. A very fruity smell. Very heavy on the orange, I think. Yes, very definitely the aroma of orange and vanilla. Okay, well, let's give it a taste. It's very, very smooth and silky, so pretty much as described. The aroma gives a very strong hint of orange, but the taste itself is a very light citrus, so that's an interesting contrast. And there is a very slight salty aftertaste, just sort of like salt on your lips after being at the in the wind on the coast, not overpowering. The hint of vanilla is very strong, but not coming through in the actual taste itself. I think Mel would definitely like this one. It's got none of the smokiness of its sister, the Land Cask. Very typical of a Speyside. Quite delicious. So this one, unlike the ones I get from my club, this one you can definitely get in the Bottle-O. It is the Airstone single malt Sea Cask, and it has its sister, the Land Cask. So if you like smoky, go for the Land. If you like its Glenfiddichs and that, and looking for something a little bit slightly more reasonably priced, go for the sea cask. If you're new to whiskies and you want to try these two contrasting flavours, I definitely recommend this as a good starter. You'll be able to get your own sample of what you like, because not everyone goes for the smoky. Mel and I are examples of that. I love smoky whiskey. Well, I just love whiskey in general, but I like a really good smoky whiskey. Mel prefers the more desserty, sweeter ones. So, yeah, go out and try, and in the meantime, Solente.